Okay, well, the Palestinian media, we didn't see this massive coverage like we saw in the Israeli media. The Palestinian media, which is not totally independent, but it's been along the Palestinian Authority line, which is we're being very careful about Donald Trump. We're not making any statements about him. All we're saying is we congratulate him and we hope he'll help us make peace. That's the only thing they're willing to say about Donald Trump. So, for example, the big headline in the PA Daily, Al Hayat Al-Jadida, was Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian Authority president, congratulates Trump and hopes he'll help him make peace. The other thing that we're seeing in the Palestinian news and the larger Arab world is that in his speech, for his inauguration speech, Donald Trump talked about eradicating radical Islam from the world, and obviously this interests the Arabs and the larger Muslim world, and so this is the part of the speech that they chose to headline with, the Palestinian news and the larger Arab news. But we're also seeing that the Palestinian Authority and also a bit in the Arab world, they're still criticizing Trump, not directly, but indirectly by talking about his Jerusalem policy. Donald Trump has promised to move the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. The Palestinians have said that this could lead to an explosion of violence, and that this kind of step would make it it's a breach of past deals between Israel and Palestinians. That Jerusalem, East Jerusalem might still be for the Palestinians, and if they move the embassy to West Jerusalem, for some reason the Palestinians believe that this could be the end of East Jerusalem as their capital.
They're also threatening some repercussions if it were actually done.
Well, yes, so they're saying if Trump does move the embassy to Jerusalem, that the Palestinians could stop recognizing Israel. However, this is not the first time they have made this threat. It's a card they take out often, perhaps too often, and I don't know how seriously the Israeli government is actually taking it.
And Egypt is speaking out. Al-Sisi gave some interviews just ahead of the inauguration. What was his message?
That's right. President Al-Sisi, the Egyptian president, invited the three big state-owned newspapers to his office last week. And part of that interview, he spoke about what he expects from Donald Trump. He said that he expects that the military relations between the U.S. and Egypt will get better, and that right now the U.S. is helping the Egyptians deal with a serious crisis in the Sinai. They're fighting ISIS and a couple of other radical groups, and the Americans are a big part of that. But he also said, kind of pandering to Donald Trump, he said, I knew that Donald Trump was going to win because he knows how to speak to the hearts and minds of everyday Americans. He had to put this statement out there.
I imagine there must be concern among some countries like Egypt, for example, Jordan and others, when Trump says in his inauguration speech that it's going to be America first. He's sort of indicating that the United States can sort of pull back and become maybe isolationist and stop figuring the rest of the world's problems, and certainly not force democracy on any others, just sort of be an example to the world.
Well, Trump is kind of contradicting himself because he's saying America first, which sounds like he's going to recede into America, but he's also talking about eradicating radical Islam. If you want to do that, you're going to have to actually put more energy into the Middle East.